Well, hello and welcome back to another video. Today we're doing 5 illegal tricks that you didn't know about, so let's get straight into it. So what do I mean by illegal tricks? Obviously the feds aren't going to show up at your door if you start banging these out of the skate park, but you know who is? Most of the skate scene, because they hate these tricks and you can't do them in skate. Personally, I love them, so I thought why not make a video and show them off a bit. So with the risk of sending one of the older skaters into retirement home early, let's get straight into it with the strawberry milkshake. So the strawberry milkshake is basically a very cool freestyle trick that I learned from Aaron Cairo from watching Braille when I was a kid. Basically what you do is you step off of your front foot, so I'm riding that way, you step off of your front foot, back foot pulls the board onto the side like this, and then you scoop it round like a circular motion, so it goes like this. And then in a perfect world, you'll land facing normal again. Let me see if I can show you one in action. And remember, like I said, if you try to set these in skate, it ain't gonna work because the foot goes on the ground, no feet on the ground in skate. So front foot comes off, back foot goes round, and boom, you've just done yourself a strawberry milkshake. So next up we have the sow flip, one of my personal favorites, and putting this in videos when I first started making content, I used to get so many comments of people like, how can I do this trick? It looks so low key, so chill, and you know what? They were right. So I'm gonna teach you it right here, right now. So basically what it is you flick the board into the hand, spin it 360 and jump back on. It looks easy, and that's because, guess what? It actually is quite easy. This one, the main part of the trick, it's just standing on your board, however you feel comfortable. Foot position doesn't really matter for this one. And then all you gotta do is just put your hand out, get ready to grab the board on the nose. So basically what you do is you just pop it up into your hand, and that is step number 1 for this trick. And then you wanna pop it up, aim to grab it like on the out facing corner like this. So if you're on this side of the board, you wanna grab it on that side. So you'll always be grabbing the board on the furthest corner away from you. So for me, I'm standing this side, so I'm grabbing this corner, and that gives you a nice little spin 360 with the wrist. So to practice the rotation, grab the ball on its corner like this, give Dwayne a little kiss on the lips, and then just throw it around like that. All jokes aside, to break this one down, step that front foot off, into our hand, spin it round, and step back on. That's the trick in its fullest form. To do it how it should be done, will look like this. And that is the sow flip onto trick number 12. All right, my next trick is the boneless big spin. Now, this is one of my personal favorites because it's actually so easy to do. As long as you can bend over, which I probably have very limited time left of because I'm nearly 30 now, so I'm gonna get this trick in as much as I possibly can while I can. Basically what you do is if you're riding regular, you put your right hand through your legs like this, and if you're riding goofy, you'll do the same thing but with your left hand through your legs. And basically what you do is grabbing it through your legs with your palm facing outwards gives you the ability to spin it easy like this. As you can see, putting the palm outwards makes it so much easier to turn the board. But we're not just going to turn the board, we're going to turn ourselves alongside it. What you're going to do in slow motion is you're going to take that front foot off, grab the board between your legs, and then you're going to spin it 360, but you're going to go with it. So you do a 180 and the board does 360. That's what we call a big spin. Now this applies for all types of skateboarding. If the board spins 360 and you spin 180, then it's a big spin. That's what we call it in the industry. So this is a boneless big spin. You take that front, take that hand through the leg, spin it, boom, and step back on. That is the trick completely there. So if you want to rewatch that section to see exactly how it goes down, I highly recommend doing so. Right, so between the legs, and boom, just like that. The next trick, number 4 if you will, is the no comply impossible. Simple as taking the front foot off, spinning it around, stepping back on, and sort of, you know, shut up. So the no comply impossible, basically you take the front foot off, spin it around on the back, and step back on, and continue rolling. This is another one of those ones. All of these tricks in this list are super easy to break down, which is partly the reason why I chose them, because I think they're easy to show people, and thus spread the word on so you guys can learn them as well. So the no comply impossible, a great way to practice this one actually, if I just pull up in front of you real quick, is to just practice the impossible stood still. So just put your foot on the tail and scoop it round. So it's like this, but it's a circular motion, right? So when you pop down like this, you pop down and go like that. Circle, down, circle. As you can see when I do it with the actual board, it just wraps around that back foot so easily, because if you put enough pressure on the pop and then scoop it up from underneath, it just floats around so easily. To practice that loads, remember, if you skate regular, it's with your right foot. If you skate goofy, it's That's a lot harder for me. So my advice for this one would be to just ride up slow, take the front foot off, do exactly what I just showed you with the back foot, and then step back on, and you've literally just done the trick. All you have to do now is just throw it all together in one motion, and to do so you're going to have to follow the tip I said at the start of the video. By just dabbing that front foot on the ground, you just tap it on the floor and hop back onto the board as it spins. So its fullest form should look just like that. Just practice it in the slow form like I showed you, over and over and over again, getting it a tiny bit faster each time. Film a few clips of yourself doing it as well, so you can really iron out those creases on what you might be doing wrong. And in no time, you'll have the no comply impossible onto trick number 5. So this one is the no comply rewind, right? Basically what you do, take that front foot off, same with every no comply, you pop the board front side 180, just like this, and then just as you're about to land, you land back on the tail and bring it to facing the way you started at. Just like every other trick in this video, this is one you can break down really easily. Just to practice that first motion, just stand still and just do this. So if you pop the board, make sure you follow it with this foot. Don't just pop it and leave it, you gotta follow it with the foot, right? So watch how my foot's facing this way, and then when I finish, it's facing that way because it followed the board. Ready? Just like that. Practice that as many times as you can, get used to following the board, and aim to keep the foot on the tail, right, as it goes round. So like, as close to the tail as you possibly can. It's as much easier when you're moving along rather than standing still because you've got momentum going with the board. But for now, just go and try and get that back foot as far towards as you can. To do the trick normally, it's gonna look like this, and this one is harder to break down into incremental steps because you've got to revert the board back to normal straight away. So when you do it, it'll look like this. Landing with that back foot, still attached to the tail when it comes round, makes it so much easier. So basically the board does this. You pop it round, forget I'm holding it, obviously you don't put a hand in there. So the board goes round like this, and then when you get to here, you bring it back like that. To try and break it down for you, right, so you go 180, and when you land like this, you use this back foot here to almost like put your heel on the tail and bring it back like that. Great way to practice this bit, I think, is to set your board like you've already done the 180 and just do this. So just face forward, 180 jump, land on the tail and bring it back like this. And then once you're ready to throw it all together at once, front foot off, pop round and